Okay, so I'm gonna disappear from the camera because you don't need to see me there. What you need to see is what I am doing. So in this case, for example, we're gonna be looking at the activities on the left side and try to diagram them firstly to see whether we can do something at the same time or not. So in this case, for example, we have A has any predecessor? No. So in this case, I have here A, right? I can put that A. So then B has any predecessor? No. That's why I feel B. Okay. Then we have C. Has any predecessor? Yes. Has predecessor comes A. So in this case, C. Now D has any predecessor? Yes. A and B. So that means I have to finish this one and this one. So yes, then I put D. 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 Sorry. Oh. So anyways, D. So we have there. Okay. So now let's see. The E has any predecessor? Yes, C. So here, that's why it's connected. E here, E. That's going center there. Then F has any predecessor? C. Yes. E. Sorry, we were going to F. F has any predecessor? Yes, C. So C. Here, F. Okay. Okay. This one you can do it slowly. Then we have G has predecessors. Yes, has D and E. Here, this is gonna become critical because we will have to do some choices. Okay. So G. And then H, which has to be finished F and has to be finished G. So it completes that one. So here we have it. Okay, very good. So once we're done with that, then we're going to start to do the duration of the days. So once we have that one, so for example, here we do have A, we have to fill it. We're going to fill it everything. Sorry about that. A, 2 weeks. B, 3 weeks. Here as it says in here. C, another 2 weeks. D, 4 weeks. E, 4 weeks. G, 5 weeks. And H, 2 weeks. So remember, this center number is the duration of that activity here. The duration of that activity. Okay, very good. So now what we're going to be doing is, for example, this one. Does this one has any earlier activity? B has any activity earlier? No. So in the start, we're going to start with 0. There's no pre-activities that tell us that we're going to spend more time or not. So in this case, for example, we have to put 0 because it's 0. So this one, we see it there, and here we have it as an earlier start. Okay, this one we call it as an early start, and then this one is going to be called early start. Okay, very good. So in this one we're gonna do that. So we're gonna start to calculate the things very slowly. So in this case we have here, we have already, right? We have, I'm trying to use some, but okay, anyways, 0 plus 2, then we're gonna put it into 2. Okay, 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay, all right, we're following there. So in this case we have it there. Okay, let me see if I can do something for you, because this one's not working earlier. No, it's still not working. Let's try to see it this way. No, it doesn't work. So we have here 1 plus this one plus this one Then we have 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 3 is 3. And then we're going to carry it to the next one. So here, let me color them then with my own one, okay? Font color, theme colors. So let's do this one, plus this one, plus this one, is this one, okay? And then we're gonna do a forward pass, so we're gonna pass it to the next one. So here goes 3, we're gonna pass that 3 to the top, and then we're gonna pass that 2 to the top, okay? So 2 plus 2 is 4. Then 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. And we're gonna continue to pass those numbers forward. So here, for example, this 4, because this activity F depends on this one, 4, and then we're gonna put it 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then we're gonna pass this also. 4 plus 4 is 8. Now, here we have a dilemma. Here, should we put 7, that is from this predecessor activity, from the D or from the E? So we have a dilemma. Should we put 8 or 7? So we're always going to put the larger number. So that's why, rather than using this 7 from this predecessor activity, we're going to use the 8 from the E predecessor activity. So we have here 8. So 8 plus 5, 8 plus 5 is 13, okay? Then I'm gonna carry it forward there, okay? The 13, in this case, again, I have the same dilemma one more time. Do I carry the 7 or that I carry the 13? So I'm gonna carry the larger number, not the 7 from the F because it's smaller, but the 13 from this one. So in this one I have it here. 13 plus 2 is 15. Okay, very good. So then we have it there. Okay, very good. So what we did just now is called the forward pass. That is called, remember, whenever we do things in this direction, is a forward pass. Whenever we do it in the opposite direction, whenever we do it in this direction, then we call it a backward pass. Okay, so in this case we have that. Now let's fill it the other way around, which is we're gonna do the backward pass. So in the backward pass, I'm gonna use the red to make it just easier for you guys. So in this case, for example, let's write this one. Okay, so in this case, for example, we have 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2 is 13. Okay, so the same thing, I'm gonna carry this to the lower corner. To the lower corner, 13, and this one, because it's also dependent on that, it passes through that. Okay, there. Okay, very good. So there we have it. Okay, very good. So now here we have the 13 minus 5 is 8. Okay, very good. So in this case, we have also, we pass, because this is a predecessor activity, we pass it to here. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, very good. And then let's go to this side. 13 minus 3 is 10. Okay. So now here we have a dilemma one more time. Should I put in this predecessor activity C, because C is linked to F and C is linked to E, should I put the larger 10 or the smaller 4? In a backward pass, we're going to use a smaller number. So here I'm going to pass the 4. Okay. So this is a predecessor activity, also carry the 8. Okay. So here 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay. Then I'm going to pass that 4 here. 4 minus 3 is 1. And then we have here the 2 passes here. Sorry guys, my eyes are killing me because I need to pay attention on this. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay. So with that we have it complete. And then now we know again that what activities are dependent on each other. Okay. So now that we have done already that, we have to calculate what is called the slack. Okay, so what is the slack? It's very simple. There's some activities that are not so critical because if we delay them, nothing is gonna be affected for a certain period of time. For example, here we can see that this activity F has a slack of 6. Okay, meaning that if I delay it even for 6 weeks, still need to complete C, E, and G for it to happen. Okay, all right. So, well, actually, it's C and E, not G, because G already I should have finished. So that's why I have six weeks from 2 on this one until I match G, and then we can start. All right. So in this case, for example, how we calculate the slack. So it's very simple. So in this case, what we can do is, for example, just 0 minus 0, their slack of this activity is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Then C, 2 minus 2, slack is 0. 4 minus 4, slack is 0. 8 minus 8, slack is 0. 10 minus 4 is 6. 6. And then the last one, 13 minus 13, slack is 0. Okay, very good. So what does this help us to do? We are going to calculate the critical path. Here we have identified the critical path. So the critical path is the path that has, it's critical, again, it's critical because we cannot have delays, so otherwise everything gets affected. Okay, so how do we do that? Very simple. We just follow all the one that have slack 0. If they have a slack 1, we have to avoid them. So for example, in this case, for example, this one, well, this one has a slack of 0, so it's critical. Which one here? A slack of 1 or slack of 0? This is critical. Slack of 6 or 0, I have 0. So I follow that one, that's critical. Slack 0, no option, slack 0 option. So these activities A, C, E, G, H cannot have any delay. That is what means a critical path. Means we cannot delay them at all. Okay, all right, and so be it. So that's why if you realize this one, if I delay it for 1 week, nothing happens. If I delay this for 1 week, nothing happens. If I delay this one for 6 weeks, nothing happened. Okay, so again, you have to realize those kind of things. So that's how it works. Okay, very good. So in this case also, let's stop a little bit here. Let me close that one. So in this case, we also have variability in activity times. That means we have to calculate also based on optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely. So we have also, we can calculate variability, right? For calculating the variability, you have to do the variance. So in this case, you have to say, for example, if I have an optimistic, I will finish in 8, most likely in 2, and pessimistic in 3. So we have this one, A plus 4m plus B is divided by 6, it's equals to 2, right? And then we calculate the variance. So anyways, what we do with this variance is we calculate in difference what could be the worst scenario that can happen, okay? Simple as that, but we're not gonna do this because this is not necessary at this point of time, okay? Well, I mean, if you want to do it in your project, it's fantastic, but likely in this case, many companies do the pessimistic approach because we think if things go wrong, likely the worst that can happen is this. In the optimistic, no. So we're never optimistic. In projects, we always have to be negative. Think negative, things go wrong, you expected it. You were over positive, things go wrong, you never expected it. So always you have a plan for that. Okay. So in this case, we have the cost-time trade-offs, project crashing, which is again the problem that is spending more time means that we have to spend more money or resources, or on the other way also we can calculate whether we can crash a project. Sometimes it says, well, we spend more resources but we finish this project because maybe we have another project on hand or so that is called the project crashing. So we have to think of sometimes if it's worth it, if it's worth financially to crash a project or not. Here we have an example. Note that is the normal cost is 30,000. The crash cost is 34,000. That means 4,000 more, right? And it's gonna save us 2 weeks. In this case, $2,000 per week. Can I afford it? Maybe yes. It's better because even if I paid employees to do this project faster, still I will be saving more money than wasting money. So that's a good approach. Okay, very good. So that's it for today. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of questions, so don't be shy and ask it, or review this video again, or read the book. In the book also it's very well explained. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.